Welcome back to the 98 Trust Administrator Masterclass Credit Solutions series. Be sure to like, subscribe, and share this video on social media. If this free content helped you access more credit and funding, please consider dropping a donation on my Patreon page. Patreon supporters will receive access to my private Discord server and gain access to exclusive custom dispute letter downloads, our private lenders list and CPN development kit, trade line access, and much more. Phone consultation calls with me are subject to personal availability, and the link to my calendar is posted in the description. The download link for our custom SSA CPN request letters showcased in this video is posted in the description as well. In this video, we will cover how to receive a new Social Security number or real CPN from the Social Security Administration in 14 days with Senate Bill 1666 and SSA Publication 05-10064 and discharge all of your debts. What this method is an alternative disputing strategy which can be implemented at the same time as any of your other disputing procedures on the old credit profile to give you a way of accessing credit again within 30 days while the old profile is being cleared and while your dispute letters from the initial round of disputing on the old profile are generating your evidence file to use in prospective FCRA litigation against the credit reporting agencies should they fail to comply with your initial demands for removal of adverse items on the credit report generated from the original SSN. So now we're going to cover the source of law and procedure to receive a new SSN. The legal procedure for requesting a new Social Security number is found within SSA Publication 05-10064 and Senate Bill 1666 from the 119th Congress titled the Improving Social Security Service to Victims of Identity Theft Act. This legal procedure allows victims of identity theft who can show evidence of ongoing credit problems resulting from their old Social Security number's misuse to receive a new Social Security number by operation of law for the purpose of creating a new credit score on Equifax, TransUnion, and Experian separate from their old credit score with negative items, thereby wiping out all of their debts. The Social Security Publication, which sets forth the process for receiving a new number as a result of identity theft, is right here. This publication has been around since 2007, since October, and in the most recent version on page 5, they have listed their reasons for issuing a new number as well as the procedure. So we can see here it says, should you get a new SSN, if you've done all you can to fix the problems resulting from misuse of your SSN and someone is still using your number, we may assign you a new number. So that is basically them telling us the circumstances under which they would issue a new number for the reason of identity theft. And you can actually see in the publication, if you read it, they recommend filing an FTC identity theft affidavit right here. So all of the processes connect. Recent legislation also formally updated the Social Security Act under Senate Bill 1666 to formally create a procedure at all Social Security offices for the issue of a new number resulting from identity theft. So if you go to any of the offices and you encounter any pushback or they say that they don't have such a procedure, you are able to show them this particular House bill, and specifically Section 714, which requires them, upon being shown competent evidence in the form of the FTC identity theft report and any attached exhibits, to issue you a new Social Security number for the express purpose of resolving any ongoing credit problems resulting from negative items. So to give a summary of how and why this method works, when banks and lending companies who use the FICO Consumer Identification System offer bank accounts, credit cards, loans, and other consumer lending products to people, they are not forming an actual contract with the actual you. They are attempting to form a contract with the Social Security number on file at the Social Security Administration, which is called your legal person or ens legis, which they are attributing to the actual you. In order to bypass unfair credit reporting practices used by companies participating in this FICO Consumer Identification System, consumers began creating CPNs, which stand for Credit Privacy Numbers, with the intent of creating secondary profiles or a second credit score independent of the initial credit score, which had become compromised with negative items. The problem with CPNs is that they are just pretend social security numbers. So when banks run traditional CPNs through the SSA 89 and 4506C verification systems at the IRS and Social Security Administration, the numbers will come back as unverified social security numbers, and banks will deny accounts and lines of credit to the users of traditional CPNs as a result. The solution to this problem is to use the procedures found within Senate Bill 1666 and SSA Publication 05-10064 to receive an actual new Social Security number from the Social Security Administration to use as a CPN. By pairing this new Social Security number with a new address, different from the old addresses attributed by the FICO system to the old credit score showing negative items, we are able to create a second credit score with the 700 plus FICO rating in 14 days or less by adding a backdated Rent Reporters trade line off of the new address, as well as a kickoff credit builder account, and the FICO system will be unable to identify the actual you with the credit profile created by the prior Social Security number, thereby discharging all of your debt. In order to use this method and receive a new Social Security number or real CPN from the Social Security Administration, you will need an FTC identity theft affidavit, a credit report showing negative items, the new Social Security number request letter, download link for that is in the description of this video, and optionally a police report mirroring the text of the FTC identity theft affidavit, as well as a data breach confirmation letter and any former 605B dispute documentation which may have been generated based on your prior efforts to dispute negative items from the original Social Security number using 605B. In order to create an FTC identity theft affidavit, go to identitytheft.gov and fill out the forms necessary to identify the negative items on your credit report in order to generate the form. Once it is generated, it will look something like this. This was the letter which was used in my prior 605B deletion video. It is the exact same letter which would be used for this current process. If you had any inquiry regarding how to fill out the FTC affidavit, my other video covers that process. Link to the other video will be available in the description. In order to receive a copy of your credit reports for free showing adverse items which would entitle you to the issuance of a new number, go to annualcreditreport.com, click Request Your Free Credit Reports, and identify Experian, TransUnion, and Equifax as the companies holding the credit reports which you are making the request for. If you wanted to create a police report mirroring the text of the FTC identity theft affidavit, that can typically be done online, as was shown in this example. My other videos walk through the process of generating such police reports. Link to the other videos will be posted on my channel page. If you have any data breach confirmation letters which show that you were in prior data breaches, such as the Equifax breach, this can be included with your request letter that is filed with the Social Security Administration as the grounds for showing that you are entitled to the issuance of a new number. The request letter you will send to the Social Security Administration in order to request the new number will look like this. In the top fields, you will place your name, address, city, state, and zip code, as well as phone number and email address, as well as the date of the letter. And you will also place either the address of the local Social Security office where you will go in and request an appointment for the purpose of receiving the new number, or the address for their national office. The letter will read, request for issuance of new Social Security number due to identity theft. And then it says, "Dear Sir or Madam, I am writing to formally request the issuance of a new Social Security number pursuant to the procedures outlined in Social Security Administration Publication number 05-10064 and 42 U.S. Code subsection 405C2B due to the ongoing and significant misuse of my current SSN. I am the victim of identity theft, and my SSN has been fraudulently used to open accounts and accrue debts without my knowledge or consent." The details of the identity theft incident will include the full name, just give the full name, the Social Security number, give the current SSN, and the date of birth, give the date of birth. After discovering multiple fraudulent accounts associated with my SSN, I took immediate action to resolve the situation. I have filed a report with the Federal Trade Commission, and a copy of the FTC identity theft report is attached to this letter. The report clearly outlines the fraudulent accounts and the items appearing on my credit report that resulted from this identity theft. For the steps taken to address the identity theft, I filed an identity theft report with the FTC on, and then give the date of the FTC report filing. I have placed a fraud alert on my credit reports and initiated credit monitoring services to track any further misuse. I have contacted the companies and creditors involved in the fraudulent activities to dispute the charges, but these fraudulent items still appear on my credit report, and I am still facing significant challenges as a result of the theft. A police report was also filed on, and then just give the date of creating the police report, and I have attached a copy of the police report as supporting documentation. Despite my best efforts, my current SSN continues to be misused, causing substantial harm to my financial well-being and personal life. The damage from the fraudulent use of my SSN has been severe, and it is negatively impacting my ability to resolve this matter through standard credit repair or fraud dispute processes. Therefore, I am requesting that the Social Security Administration issue a new Social Security number to prevent further misuse of my identity and to allow me to regain control over my financial and personal information. I understand that issuing a new SSN is a serious decision, and I have taken all appropriate steps to mitigate the damage, including the FTC report and credit dispute efforts. Please let me know if any additional information or documentation is required to process this request. I can be reached at, and then just give a phone number, or via email at, and then just give an email address for any further details. Thank you for your time and attention to this matter. I appreciate your prompt consideration of my request. Sincerely, then just give your full name and signature if sending a hard copy, and then to this letter you will attach all of your documents, and that will include the FTC identity theft affidavits, the credit report showing negative items, any police report mirroring the text of the FTC identity theft affidavit, any data breach confirmation letters that you may have, and any former 605B dispute documentation which you may have. The evidence of identity theft can just be the FTC identity theft affidavits, credit reports, data breach confirmation letters, police reports, and dispute documentation from prior 605B disputes, whether those disputes were ultimately successful or not. The procedure here is to file your new SSN request letter and all attached exhibits with the Social Security Administration either via mail or in person by setting an appointment at the nearest regional office. Download link for the letter is posted in the description of this video. Approximately 2 weeks later, after you submit your letter, if everything was done correctly, you should receive a new Social Security card in the mail containing your new Social Security number. Last topic we're going to go over in this video is tri-merging and trade line build-out. Tri-merging refers to the process of posting your new Social Security number to the credit reporting bureaus Equifax, TransUnion, and Experian for the purpose of creating a second credit score. In order to do this, create new accounts on Kickoff Credit Builder and Rent Reporters using your new SSN, as well as an address which has never been affiliated with any prior address on the FICO profile for your previous SSN. Link to discounted and promotional pricing for Rent Reporters and Kickoff will be posted in the description of this video. Approximately 1 to 2 weeks later, the Rent Reporters and Kickoff Credit Builder accounts will report to Experian, TransUnion, and Equifax under a brand new credit score. If you backdated Rent Reporters, the FICO score on the new credit profile should be 700 or higher. When one of our clients did this process with a backdated Rent Reporters trade line that he was able to backdate until the date he was 18, he was able to create a second credit score with a 777 on TransUnion and a 773 on Equifax in less than 30 days after he had received his new Social Security number on the new card in the mail, 2 weeks after filing the initial request letter. His original credit report had been in the 600s. This is the screenshot he sent me showing the secondary credit report well over 750. So for some final tips, this method works well in tandem with the 605B 4-day deletion process discussed in my other YouTube video, because the exact same FTC report and dispute documentation used in the 605B deletion request can also be used in this new SSN request letter as well. When the new Social Security number is created, the old SSN stays open and active and can still be used for all purposes, such as job applications, SSA and VA benefits, banking purposes, filing taxes, etc. So any old accounts opened under the old SSN should be unaffected by the creation of the new SSN. Also worth noting, you must use a new address when tri-merging the secondary credit score. Addresses on new Social Security number credit profiles and any account you open on those profiles must be separate from any address that was ever on the old profile created by the previous SSN, so the profiles do not merge. It's best to use a friend or relative's address. It's also possible to create lease documentation for a random address using ChatGPT and just verify the address using a separate phone number attached to a prepaid phone. The rent reporter's account can also be backdated all the way to the time you turned 18 years old. And it's recommended that you also use a phone number and email address for all accounts opened under the new SSN. The lease documentation for rent reporters can be created using ChatGPT, and you as a sovereign being also have the power to create your own private leasing corporation out of Wyoming, Nevada, or Delaware. Also worth noting, it is possible to file 1099 OIDs off of the new SSN because a new tax transcript gets created when the new number is issued as well. For more information on these procedures, join the 98 Trust Administrator Masterclass Private Credit Mentorship on our Discord server using the link in the description, and for more videos like this, subscribe.